See the quick demo of AI game developer Unity MCP extension where I just built this nice game as a car racing game using in Unity. So yeah, let's play this first. Like see here I can just see this complete view. Even here I just run left, right, and yeah, just everything actually working fine. Even this nice train and all everything actually is built this using AI extension of game developer. So yeah, that everything actually we just built using a free AI free extension, and yeah, there is a no paid, no subscription and all. So that we will trying to build over here. So let's moving to start implementation. So before we start implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel which is .NET Real World Example, and then here especially recommend this session which is Freebuff, where I just install and set up in your local system. So here I just set up my local system that is completely free. There is a no paid subscription required, no API key required, nothing actually required. Just install and free. Apart from that, if you want to learn any AI integration of any application, also as a full stack development like front end, back end, and also mobile development, and also you can learn many things over here. Further ado, let's moving to start implementation. So first of all, I'll just open a empty project of Unity game. So open that Unity, create a new project. I'll show you that from scratch, and I'll just create a 3D high definition template and make it a name. So yeah, I'll just make it name is Freebuff game demo and just simply create that. So this is actually default template over there, which is on Unity provided. So what I need to do in this case to connectivity our AI game developer Unity along with our Freebuff coding assistant, so where we can just implement all that game without writing any code, right? So for that there is a couple of steps we need to do. First of all, I have to go or open one of the repository which is this. Okay, where is that Unity MCP, and there is actually open source, and there is a couple of installation and things actually they just provided over here, but we are not going to that complex way. We are just going to simplest way. Okay, so one of the best simplest way which I just found is we have to just simply go to here and download and that extension package of Unity. So yes, here over there, so this is that Unity package which I already installed, already actually downloaded. So I'm just avoid that download it, so I'm just simply cancel it. And once you download, now go to that download folder, and in this download folder here that my package, right, which is the installer package actually got created, an AI game dev installer, that Unity package. Okay, and ensure once you try to install this your Unity whatever that project, it should be open it. Then once you complete this process, then go back and just double click on that, and once you double click on that, now Unity editor actually asking to you to import all this package which is dependent to as extension in our Unity editor. So simply I can do as a import. So once you're done, now it will be open like this way, and we can just simply close it. Nothing we have to do special over here, and close that. So once close that, so once actually it will take little time, within a 30 or 60 second. After that automatically will be installed everything, and then it will open like this way. And here what need to do, see here they just asking to that upgrade. Might be once you just try to install that your version and latest version can have that differences. In this case you can just install or you can just skip that. So yeah, I just try this 0.79 which is perfectly working fine. So I'm just try to now skip at this moment. And next, this is another important part. So this is actually basically they provide this extension in your Unity which is AI game developer Unity, and in here they have that introduce many options over here. Like there is a tools. If you open that, there's a many tools over here which tools you required in your application in your game development. So you can just enable that. And after also there is a other tools like as a prompt tools. So there is a prompt section over here, so whatever prompts you need here. Also resource section, they have that resource section. And apart from that there's a couple of more. So there is a many extension also available, like in a game if you want to build animation and all, cinematic machine, input system, navigation, many extensions over there. So you can just simply install those, are whatever your requirement in your game. So based on this you can just install that. That's it. And now we are moving to next, how to configure set up that Unity AI game developer Unity, which we can attract in our any coding assistance, or currently we are using Freebuff. So how we can integrate that in our Unity. So on here if you check that connection, so there is two options. One is the that custom, another one is cloud. So we are not going to cloud because we are just everything we are trying to free and local. So for that we have to just use the custom. So click on that custom section, and once you go to the custom section, now see this is asking to you to just accept that Unity server. So once you go to that custom, it is asking to get this public and private network can be accessed. Yes, I can access, and just allow that so that they can access. And once you allow, now this two section is green. That means now your Unity is connected and also MCP server is running using this HTTP. So if you're compatible with this studio section, so you can just use that also, and make sure this authentication token just mark as a none, not required. So that are the settings. And by any chance if it is not connected and all, right, so definitely you have to go, like, let me just disconnect and stop that. So in by any chance might be you can see this kind of things first time, so you can just simply connect that one by one. So once you connect this, and then you can just start this. So we are good to start your Unity and MCP server. And now next step, now see there are very important part to now. Here you can just integrate which agent, yeah, coding assistance you want to integrate in this AI game developer Unity server. So here there's a many options over there. So if do you think in your whatever coding assistant you are trying to use which is not available, right? So if it is not available, then you can just choose this custom one. So I'm using the custom one because one of that we are trying to use, like Freebuff. The Freebuff is not available here, so I'll just using that custom one. And if you use that custom one, now see there we have to just create we have to just do some further settings over here. So just hold on here, okay, don't do anything in this point. What need to do first, you have to open this project, complete project in your any editor where you trying to use your coding assistance. What does mean? So let me show you. So first I'll just go with this is my project actually. So go to here, show explorer, and this is my complete project, and I'll just open this is my VS code. So open any editor which you are prefer. So I'll just go with VS code. Now my VS code got open here, and my project also is open in this location in this VS code itself. And what need to do next, now we have to configure. So let me zoom it little bit so that you can easily see it. And then you have to go to this terminal, and before do that anything in this terminal, what you need to do, we have to install this Freebuff or whatever your extension or AI coding assistance, right, that you have to install. So currently I'm using this, so that's why I'm recommend go to my session, one of the session where we can just check how we can install, how we can use it, free coding assistant, unlimited coding assistant actually this is. So also I'll just show it to you over here. So this is that official website of Freebuff where they just tell, okay, the free coding agent and no subscription, no configuration, start in second, and you can just one line of code, you can just got started. That's it. And now go back over here. I already installed and the setup Freebuff. So what I'll do, simply I can just hit enter, and once you hit enter, now it is asking to session. Click on that, and here I can see the DeepSeek V4 flash actually connected. And parallelly, if I want to see, once I open in a VS code, then what I need to do in this section, I just select agent other, which is not available, so that's why I use other, and then I have to click enable skills. So once you enable skills, now here see over there they just add cloud as a folder, and also add all that skill which is required to build any Unity games and all, which is help actually over here. They added over here. And then another one we need to do over here, and then we just simply can generate that also, and that's it. Now these two things actually we need to do that. Once you're done, now we are good. And one last thing actually you can just do in your project, but that I'll also give you one tips. We don't need to do as a manual step anything, that also will be handled in this coding assistance as well. So this step actually, see this MCP server actually we need to configure in your AI coding assistance over here, but that I'll not do in a manual step. So that I'll just need to check over here. So now I just make it side by side as like my editor and also my game developer, AI game developer. And here nothing we have to do, just simply ask over here is I need to just ask one questions over here in my coding assistance, like is Unity MCP is connected, and hit enter. So what they will do over here, see they just get for load all that skill of Unity setup. So they will get all that setup requirement, and then they will try to auto configure convert this to this. So that's why I'll just told you, like, we don't need to do any manual step, that everything will be handled itself in my coding assistant. But here also we have that manual steps. Like, if you want, you can just simply go to copy this and just create another file over here as a MCP server, or configuration app setting or app setting.json file, and then you can just add that MCP configuration as a client. But we are not doing to that we will do automatically. So yeah, let's see. So now I can see my coding assistant tell, okay, Unity MCP is not connected, and they found some adding error and all whatever things, that is fine. So what you need to do in this case, simply set up that Unity MCP. So I'll just simply click that set up that Unity MCP. So while install or setup, you will see, or you can just notice over here, there's a couple of tasks actually they just created. So what are the tasks? Actually, first they just check, okay, any Node.js actually that is available in your system. Yes, if it is yes, so that is fine. If it is not, definitely it will install. Next, they just trying to install Unity MCP CLI globally via npm, and then last is open that Unity project MCP connection. So yeah, those are things they will just install. Now go to that. So now I can see they just done everything, and also install process done, and it is saying, okay, Unity MCP is now connected and ready for use. I can interact with this here. So yeah, that is pretty much good over here. So once you set up, now we can simply close that. So now go to that window section. You will see this new option is over here, which is AI game developer MCP, and just open that. And once you open, now see all that error has been gone. Now it is connected, which is tell over here, right? But it is not green. Yeah, that is fine. That we can also ensure, like, to ask something, like for example, close everything, and here we can just tell, okay, create a train. Now they just load all that skill and just checking, okay, how to create a game object like as a train or other things. So just grab that, and then they will try to create that train over here. Well, I can see the train got created, and you notice over here this new train object also is available here, and now train is available. And but still actually they just trying to do something, but I can see less than 1 minute actually they create. But yeah, they just trying to do some final polishment over here. So now it's done, and yeah, also they just provide some information about that train, like what is that dimension and all. So this is the dimension, and what is the position and all, they just also position. Now our train is available. So also they are just providing more information about once you create a train, so if you want to paint this train texture or something else, height, or add train details and all, so also you can just based on this actually you can just utilize. But what I'll do, I can just simply, oh, my mistake, I just added. But yeah, no issue, just add some plain text texture over here. Now it's got created. Now I can see the train got created over here, and if I just go to here, so see how nicely create this train along with this grass texture and all. This is nice actually. So what I can do in this case, nothing we will do special over here, but just for testing perspective, we just add some cube, or as a player capsule, so that we can see it is just properly movement and all over here. So in this case, what I can do, so next task we will ask over here to create like as a player. So as a normal player, currently we will just create a normal player, so that we can see like how easily they create, like create a capsule as a player. And let's see. So now my player also got created over here, see. And if I just double click on that, now capsule player as a created over here. And yeah, that pretty much good. Even afterward, I see there's a couple of options also they provide, like if you want to first person camera, player movement script, and third person camera. So yeah, we want to do in this player actually like third person camera as well as player movement script. So let me just ask these two options over there, and let's see how actually easily they create as a player script, so that they can easily movement, and also third person camera can introduce in this player, so that I can easily movement in this complete train. So yeah, those things we will check over here as an initial level. And here I can see they just create couple of tasks over there. So I want to show you. So see here they just create couple of tasks, like check existing script is project section, and then create player movement script, and then also attach to script in the player capsule, and the test enter with the play mode. So this is nice, right? So whatever actually we're trying to build, so proper step they just created as a task, and they will one by one go and created everything, on behalf of us. So this is nice actually. So yeah, let's wait and complete all that task. And one very important part also, this free coding assistance, this part. So see, as they just trying to do whatever task, actually they're just trying to build step by step, right? So afterward, in the last step, they have to capability where they check that code review part. And in this code review part, if they found any issues and all, so they have capable to fix those things. So now see over here, they found some issue, so they itself they will try to fix that. So finally, I can see they just complete. Also they provide some suggestion as well, as they do always. So what they have done now, okay, so let me just zoom it my skin now, and if I just little bit skin, yeah, see, this is my scene view, this is my game view, right? So what I'll do, simply first I'll just check this way, run this application and see how look like after our requirement, how they build it, this application. Perfect. Now application got running, and if I just move, yes, it's moving. Also third person camera is working. Now see, I'm just going to on top, even here moving right, left, even whatever movement, yeah, see, left, right, also it's properly working. And once I see, once I remove everything, nothing we are trying to do, so automatically they just see, there's a automatically going to down in this gravity. So this is nice actually. So that's how actually I'm using this. So yeah, I think this pretty much good for for demonstration, for installation, like how we can install, how we can try to first game and all. So it is pretty much good for here. But what I'll do, I'll just show one demo which I just create before creating this session, so that we can ensure this Freebuff and along with this game development AI, MCP AI, which is properly compatible or capable to build this complete game without exceed the limit and all. So that game I want to show you. Let me just quickly open that game. So this is that game actually. Before I create this session, I just created from the same approach, like using this game developer AI MCP along with this Freebuff, and I just build this game. And let me try to run this once more time. Perfect. Now see, the mouse third person controller is properly follow the camera, and also once you run, yeah, it is running properly as a car racing game. Nice look. This complete race, everything actually I just build over here. This this train and all, everything actually just build using this free tools. So yeah, that pretty much good for this session. So I don't want to lengthy this session, so that's why I'll just keep separate. Like first I will just create a setup, then we will create a complete game. So yeah, in upcoming session definitely I'll just build this game completely using these tools. So that's why I just create first this setup, and then we are creating another session. And yeah, meanwhile, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to